Jack leaned in to pour, his elbow brushing my arm as I gripped my glass. Steady, calm, like he'd danced this dance before. The others hadn't even sat down, but their eyes flicked over, like they'd already claimed their spots. I stood still, more curious than careful, because sometimes the right moment hits with familiar voices, cold drinks, and nowhere else to go. If you've been here, you know the deal. Hit that like, subscribe, it keeps this alive. New here, you're off to a good start. Glad you're with me. Let's get to it. The lounge chair by the Miami pool sagged under me as I shifted. Still damp from a swim, my drink, half melted, left a ring on the rickety table beside me. The ocean breeze barely cut through the umbrella's shade. I stretched my legs, warm from the sun, lazy from the heat, and tilted my face to the light, not caring that my wet hair clung to my neck. Too warm, too easy to do anything but sip and sprawl. That's when I heard them. 3 voices, low laughs, drifting from the cabana nearby. Not familiar at first, but close enough to tug a half smile from me. Then footsteps, louder, closer. I squinted under my sunglasses. They carried drinks. Figured you shouldn't drink alone. The first one, Ray, said, flashing a grin. He was mid-40s, tanned, sure of himself, one hand on an open bottle, the other holding a glass. The second, Carl, quieter, sharper, stood just behind, clutching a drink and watching me like I might slip away. The third, Ed, older, maybe 52, with a crooked smile and a voice that felt like a private joke. Warm and easy. They fit the beach like I fit this chair. I raised an eyebrow, didn't budge. This a prayer or a peace offering? Ed laughed, low. Whatever gets us a seat. I tugged my sarong tighter around my waist and nodded at the empty chairs. By all means. They didn't just sit. They settled in, like they owned the place. Ray took the chair closest, his knee brushing the edge of mine. The others stood at first, still holding their glasses, still watching. I didn't say a word. I sipped again, slow, letting the cold glass linger against my lips before setting it down. Ray leaned over, grabbed the bottle, poured. His hand grazed mine as the liquor flowed. Steady, deliberate, not accidental, but soft enough to pass. I looked up. Nobody spoke. That moment hung there, heavy, like a spark waiting to catch. They closed in, subtle. The space between chairs vanished, like the talk itself pulled us tighter. My glass felt colder than my skin. I lifted it again, caught Carl's eyes locked on me. I didn't smile, just sipped and let him look. Their voices swirled something about the resort, the food, a joke I didn't catch but laughed at anyway. My head slowed, the good kind of slow, loose. My shoulders eased as the sun's heat gave way to something sharper, darker. Then I felt it a quick brush near my ankle. Fast, maybe nothing, but enough to make me glance down. Ray didn't seem to notice, still talking, pouring another round, his hand lingering before he adjusted his grip. Across from me, Ed stood behind my chair, tapping my shoulder, holding up a bottle of sunscreen. Missed a spot, he teased, that crooked smile still there. I laughed as he offered to help, and I didn't stop him. His hands moved quick over my shoulders, smooth, efficient, then pulled back without a word. Good, he asked, voice low, close to my ear. Feels like a bribe, I said, not turning. Carl, the quiet one, stepped closer, adjusted the cushion behind me with a quick tug. His arm brushed near, Not enough to make me move. I let the air shift around us. Not cold. Are you? Ray asked, tilting the bottle toward my glass again, his eyes lingering too long. No, I said, voice softer than I meant, but steady, like I was daring him to push. I was warm, maybe the sun, maybe the way time seemed to crawl, the way they stayed close, easy, unhurried, but unmoving. Ed poured my glass full, tilting the bottle slow before nodding toward the villa. View's better over there, he said, eyes on me. The others kept talking, barely noticing. I didn't answer right away. Stood, glass in hand, weighing whether to follow. The villa's lights flickered soft, casting shadows on the cushions as I sat back down, legs tucked, thoughts unsteady. The sliding door shut behind us, the ocean's hum fading to something quieter, tighter, like a held breath. My skin still carried the sun's warmth, but this calm was different. Closer, heavier. Ray sat first, right at my feet. His fingers grazed the cushion's edge near me before reaching for his glass again. I didn't move, just shifted, crossed my legs, sank deeper into the chair. Silent. Ed, the older one, moved to the couch's side, still grinning, still easy. His voice carried softer now in the smaller space, laughing at something one of them said. I didn't catch the words, just the tone. Smooth, like it was meant for me alone. I turned to Ray, the one who had offered the first drink. He sat close, knees spread, hand loose on the armrest. I held his gaze for a beat, let the silence stretch. He didn't speak, just rested his hand on the cushion between us, fingers slack, calm. I leaned back, not thinking, just sinking into the moment. The couch dipped as Carl adjusted his seat. His hand brushed the blanket's edge behind me, tugging it up, then letting it fall. Ed stepped closer from behind, adjusted the blanket, his fingers skimming my shoulder before he sat beside me. His voice was soft now, somewhere behind me, present but not pressing. They stayed close, but gave me room. Nobody spoke for a moment. The silence stretched, not tense, just full, like it was holding something unsaid. I leaned back, eyes half closed, hand resting light on the cushion. The weight of it wasn't heavy, just full. Not questions, not pressure, just their focus. I smiled. Small. It felt like enough. The couch pressed against my back as I settled, the room steady, quiet, like it was waiting for me to decide. They were close, present, calm, not crowding. One adjusted the cushion behind my shoulder. Another stood still, not far off. Ed passed behind me, quiet. No need for words. I exhaled slow, realizing I'd been holding my breath. My shoulders eased, sinking into the chair. One leaned forward, voice low, easy. Another tucked the pillow closer behind me. A small, careful move. The last stayed in view, steady, not pushing. Every move felt natural, like they were easing the moment along. Nobody rushed. When I shifted, someone adjusted the cushion behind me, just enough to let me lean back easier. When I raised a hand, another took it, held it a moment, then let go. Someone leaned closer, watching, not expecting. A hand steadied the pillow behind me, while another smoothed the blanket that had slipped. Their moves weren't urgent, just attentive. I reached for the nearest shoulder, rested my hand there, not to hold, just to balance. The villa blurred at the edges. All I heard now were small sounds, soft steps, steady breaths, fabric brushing fabric. They didn't ask for anything, just stayed close. I shifted, and someone steadied my elbow against the cushion. Another smoothed the blanket's edge. Someone said something. Soft. Too low to catch. I didn't need to. The sound was enough. I rested my palm on the fabric beside me. Nothing moved. Nobody pushed. I sat there, calm in the quiet. One reached toward me, held a moment, then let go as I adjusted. Another made sure the pillow didn't shift, smoothing it once before leaning back. Nobody filled the silence. And in that moment, everything felt right. That moment lingers, doesn't it? What part grabbed you most? Tell me why in the comments. I'll read everyone. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, don't miss what's next. Thanks for being here.